Hello, everybody. So I believe I am alive, and today we're gonna chat about how to network in this environment, how to network during economic downturn, and I'm going to share my thoughts and I prepare slides for you. So, as always, if you have thoughts, if you have questions, please let me know in the chat. The rules for my live stream, please be respectful to one another and to your host and to all the entities which we are talking about. So, um, yeah, and it's not going to be long. I understand it's Saturday and like people have places to be, and but I really wanted to share my thoughts about how to network, because networking right now is essentially important as never before. And if you know me, you know that I'm very passionate about networking. I like talking about networking, and um, I would argue that networking is one of the most important tools how to get a job. So, and we just gonna talk about it. So let me share my screen where I prepare my presentation for you all, and let's talk about mastering networking during economic downturn. How to network, um, how to connect with other professionals, how to connect with companies, and how how to stand out, so first of all, that I want us to understand, and first message that I want to convey is that job security is a myth, career security isn't. So what do I mean by that? Job security, your job is not guaranteed. So no matter how good you are at your job, no matter what your skills are, you are replaceable. And if your if your work that you're doing is not bringing enough money, if your department that you are part of is not bringing enough money to the company, you may lose your job and you might be laid off, as we see with Meta. I'm not really sure the reasoning about like Twitter layoffs, and you know we're not going to talk about Twitter, but everybody is replaceable. Every job is temporary, no matter how good it is, no matter um, how in demand you are at your work. It's temporary. And in fact, you kind of want to be in a way replaceable, because let me tell you something: if you are irreplaceable, if you are the only person who is doing the job and is able to do the job, then it's going to be really hard for you to take vacations. It's going to be really hard for you to get promotions, because people like your management, your upper management, want you to be where you at right now, because you are the only person who's doing the job. So you want to be replaceable. And in fact, you want to train other people how to do your job, so you can take vacations, so you can get promotions, so you can grow in the company, and you can demonstrate your leadership skills, that you can teach other people how to do your job. And this might be actually your growth accelerator. So career security is real, and the foundation of your career security if is your branding, is your personal branding, is your personal networking, is what you're putting out there for the people. um, um, Client said, I like the saying, job security is a myth, career security isn't. Nice. Thank you so much. And yeah, career security is not a myth. So what you put out there, how you market yourself, how you position yourself online, how you position yourself out there, is gonna follow you. So imagine this. You are working at a company, and you are not out there. Like nobody have ever heard about you. Nobody have ever uh, read your blog posts. watched your videos, connected with you ever, and then you posted online like, hey, like I was a part of a huge layoff, so give me a job, please. So of course, a lot of people are gonna feel sympathetic, and like I would have like I would look at your profile. Yes, I would look at your job experience, because like I might have a job for you, but like in order to find a job for you, I need to know who you are. And let's say I look at your profile and your Twitter and LinkedIn profile is not optimized. So like I don't know your work experience. I don't know your key skills. I don't know what you're working with. And like on top of that, you just have a generic title software engineer. So what kind of software engineer do you do? Backend? Do you do front end? Do you do iOS? Do you do Android? Do you work with Flutter? Do you work with React Native? What do you actually do? Because I might have a job for you, but like I don't know you. Versus, let's say, I would like to bring up an example of a blogger or vlogger and content creator, Kilo Loco. He is very well known in iOS space, and now in AWS and Amplify. So I remember during COVID, he got laid off, and he put a video out there like, I got laid off. Do I need to look up Kilo Loco's profile and know what he does? No, I don't, because I know him, because he constantly was putting himself out there. And I'm not saying that you have to make a YouTube video or make a YouTube channel. Like we're gonna talk about it, how to network. A little bit later, but what I'm saying that he constantly pops up in my uh, uh, in my feed, like either like on Twitter or on YouTube. I also know other software developers on LinkedIn. So like they constantly posting. I know that they're doing iOS, or I know that they're doing Flutter. I know that they're doing Android. And when they post like, "Hey, like I was laid off," I know what they do. And like, let's say like somebody is doing Android, I have Android position, and boom, I can easily refer them to that position without digging deep into their profile. So let's move on. Up your networking game before they lay off. Before they lay off. Listen, like I said, when a layoff happened, when you lost your job, it's is the right thing to do to network and put yourself out there. It's absolutely correct. Don't get me wrong, you should do it. But it's a little bit too late to up your networking game when you actually out of the job, because nobody knows you, nobody knows what you do, nobody knows your personal branding, nobody knows where you're like kind of where you stand, what you like, and stuff like that. So it's a little bit too late. Before it happens, when you are in a good place, and in fact, networking when you are just lost your job is incredibly hard, because you are going through a ton of emotions. You're going through a ton of um, um, thoughts, and like you have to think about your like economic responsibilities. Like you have rent, or you have mortgage, you have family, you have stuff to figure out. And on top of that, you need to network, and you need to establish your online presence. It's a little bit too late. So when you're in a good place, start networking. When you're in a good place, put yourself out there. When you're in a good place, start creating content, no matter how long or short it is. Like it can be you can network, and you can put yourself and brand yourself in the various of ways. You can make a short videos of your simulator, what you've been doing. You can write short articles, you can record videos, but more importantly, you have to be consistent. So, online presence. We landing on online presence. So, this is important. And when we talk about networking, and when we talk about professional branding, uh, It's like, and client said microblogging helped me out a lot on Medium. Yes, yes. And you know what? Like, I really enjoy really short articles on Medium when people share like techniques. Like, not necessarily just talk about like, hey, let's talk about like, is Swift UI ready for production? I mean, like that's nice, but when people actually put together like a written tutorial with a really simple or like easy to understand code how to achieve something, like I will remember them, and I will probably subscribe to them, and in the future, like I can reach out to. I know that they know their stuff, and it's easier for me to remember them. Like I said before. So, social media platforms that you absolutely have to be part of, or majority of those. Well, I'm going to talk about each platform individually, and you can decide whether or not that platform is for you. LinkedIn. LinkedIn is absolutely must have. I don't care how you feel about LinkedIn. I don't care what you think about LinkedIn. It's a professional site. You need to have your presence is there. You need to share your thoughts and content, and your content should be targeted towards your job. So if you're iOS developer, talk about iOS. If you are Android developer, talk about Android web, and so on and so forth. Really, really important. Stay consistent, connect with people, and make your connection meaningful. Make sure that you interact with your connections either with their posts, or like you can ask them, you can connect them with the short messages and stuff like that. You can share your ideas and resources that meaningful connections with your peers, meaningful connections with recruiters. So maybe you know somebody who is looking for a job, so hit that recruiter up who connected with you a while ago. And I know software developers were extremely, not extremely, but kind of annoying that recruiters would spam them like crazy. So the situation might actually change right now. Again, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know if that might change. So like now you can actually reach out to those recruiters and be useful and provide referral to them if you know that somebody is looking for work. So LinkedIn is really important, and optimize LinkedIn profile is really important. So like, it's probably something like, it's a separate topic for another live stream or another video. I'm going to talk about it. Facebook. Um, uh, Facebook is kind of one of those things you don't know who's watching, right? Like I don't know, like maybe you're very selective about your friends on Facebook. I certainly am not. So I don't know who's watching. And when I share my stuff on Facebook, sometimes I have really interesting pop-ups, or like people will reach out to me and ask either about career development and they want to switch to tech, or they talk about opportunities. Like I had no idea that I had a few friends on Facebook that were in tech or working or like getting in tech. So that was kind of amazing to me. Instagram, what I would like to point out about Instagram, you can actually make a small stories like reels. You can make a small short videos. You can make screenshots and pictures of your mobile app or your portfolio, so you can actually present your portfolio on Instagram. And if you want to promote something, I would highly recommend you to register for Instagram business account, so you have more reachability, you have more ways to reach out to more people. So, and I know developers who would post, and indie developers who would post about their apps. And again, you don't know who is watching. YouTube, like I have a testimony about YouTube, okay? I have a testimony. I have personal testimony about YouTube. I've been doing YouTube for a while, probably since 2017 maybe. So I started talking about QA, and I was making video consistently. And as I started posting videos and share those videos on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on my social media. Um, re- some of the recruiters, like, they found me based on my videos, and they reach out to me. Hey, like, I I saw your video about iOS developer, or I saw your video about QA, test automation, what have you. They reach out to me because of my content. Was the YouTube deciding factor for hiring manager to hire me? Not necessarily, because like but generally companies hire based of skills, not on fluff, not on your content creation. So right, so but it was definitely a tool for me to get put myself out there and get more interviews. So that was really useful. TikTok. I'm gonna tell you a crazy story. My company posted an ad on TikTok, and we had crazy amount of people who were interested in our product. So uh, it's another thing about our social media. So right now we are switching gears from subscriber list, mail list, to like like open audience. Everybody can see your content. So if businesses can advertise their services online on TikTok and get clients, you should treat yourself as a business of one. You don't know who is watching. Again, like, we're in reality right now that, like, your YouTube video, your TikTok video, your reel, you don't know who is watching and who would like to connect with you. So you want to put yourself out there too. TikTok is gaining popularity in terms of people going there and advertising their products. So uh, try it. Try it. And one of the social media that I haven't posted here is a Clubhouse, because I haven't been on Clubhouse app for a while. But I had people reach out to me in the past when Clubhouse was popular. Maybe it's still popular. I'm just not a part of the discussions. But like, people reach out to me like, "Hey, I've seen you on Clubhouse. I have a job for you." So don't limit yourself just by LinkedIn. When it comes to your professional online presence, like, I would, if I were you, I would put yourself out there on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. I don't know, like, if Clubhouse is still popular, if it is your thing, do it. Because again, now we're moving from the model of email list, of a subscriber list, to like open content creation, where everybody can see you, everybody can hear you, and like, your video will get to the people. Sometimes, sometimes I get more videos of the people that I was interested in, and like went on their page and watched several of their videos, but I have not subscribed. But an algorithm figure out that I like their video, I like, their content, and I see a lot more of their content, even though I'm not subscribed to them. So, really important concept. So, another thing, like, you have online presence, you connect, you putting yourself out there. Another thing, when it comes to networking, is to know what you actually want, to know what companies you actually like, to know where you want to work. So create a bucket list of the companies that you would like to work for. And it's important, um, because listen, when you need a job, let's say, like, when you lose your job, or when you get laid off, like, you enter in the panic mode, and you will apply for anything and everything. You might, like, different people react on, like, stressful situation differently. But if you have a bucket list, if you have a bucket list you can actually go to your bucket list and check if the companies that you are interested in are hiring. And if they are hiring, that will be your first priority, to get your resume there, to connect with somebody on LinkedIn, and start conversation. Like, and when we work not work on LinkedIn, we connect with our peers and we connect with recruiters. And when we connect with recruiters, we don't randomly just say, "Hey, give me a job." You can introduce yourself and say, "Hey, like I saw that listing. Do you know a recruiter that I could possibly connect so we can expedite the process in any way, shape, or form?" So create a bucket list. Know where you want to work. Know companies that interest you, because hey, you don't want to work for anybody, and as you shouldn't. You should know your clients. You should know the companies that you're interested in. Create your bucket list. Create companies that you like. So, and start networking. And again, create a bucket list and connect with those people. Connect with the peers and connect with recruiters before you got laid off. And it's also like important to do it before. Being proactive is everything, right? Like creating your presence, creating your brand as a business of one. Um, it's really really important. So create your bucket list before anything happens, because again, like I said in the beginning of my live stream, when you got laid off, you don't have time to up your networking game, up your personal branding game, up your uh, online presence. You just need a job, and you just try to figure out how to survive and how to pay your rent and how to pay your mortgage and how to take care of your family, because like everyone's situation is different. So like again, create your bucket list before you got laid off. So, like I said, connect with your peers from that bucket list. Connect with your peers. Ask, have a nice conversation. Have a nice conversation. Treat people online the way you treat people in person. Introduce yourself. Let them know why you would like to connect with them. Say, hey, like my name is so and so, I would like to connect with you because I really like your company, and I would like to have like connections from that company. If you don't mind, like can we chat? So, and if people are open, like you can ask them about the teams. You can ask them, you can have a small conversation and find out more about the company. And in fact, sometimes um, uh, certain companies have certain reputations, right? Because of the certain teams. Just because a company has a certain reputation because of a certain team doesn't mean that the whole company is bad or the whole company is good. So you might want to you might want to do some sort of intelligence and figure out, like, do people like working for that company? Is it good? And do they recommend or what have you? Connect with recruiters. And as I said earlier, your connection with recruiters has to be meaningful. And what I mean by that, don't just send invite or DM a recruiter and say, "Hey, I need a job. I just got laid off from Meta." Just an example. Just an example. But um, you can connect with the recruiter and just introduce yourself, like, hey, like I would like to have more recruiters in my network. That's one approach. Another approach, see, like recruiters don't have time. Like they're searching for candidates all the time. They're busy, and like a lot of people try to connect with them or connecting with them. So if you want to stand out, have a specific role and ask them about a specific role and say, hey, do you know anybody who is working on that role? Can you point out who I can connect, who is responsible for that role? And that's going to be a better time span for that recruiter and for you versus, hey, I'm unemployed, I need a job. So, like, be strategic. Be strategic. Uh, uh, Agency recruiters are a little bit different because agency recruiter may work for many positions, and if you are reaching out to a recruiter at Tech Systems or like one of the like big agencies, like you can actually see their feed. Sometimes they advertise the positions that they're hiring for. You can reach out about those, or you can say, hey, like I would like to connect. I'm on the job market right now. I'm an iOS developer or I'm a web developer. Are you the right person to connect? Or like, could you point out somebody who works in mobile space or web space or what have you? Ask for help. And it's more so like you can. It's important to ask for help when something happens to you, right? And this is what I'm seeing right now in tech, and I'm incredibly proud of tech community right now. Ask for help. It's okay to share with your network that that you've been laid off, that you are in the job market. It's okay to reach out and ask for a referral. Um, it's okay to use open to work banner on LinkedIn because, like, last night I've seen yet again on LinkedIn discussion about open to work. Somebody said like, "Hey, if you laid off, like, don't share that. Like, nobody wants to see that. Companies don't want to hire people who were laid off because, like, sure enough, companies would not let you go if you were a top performer." Which is absolutely not true and not correct because sometimes company let people go. Majority of the time, company let people go not because of their performance, but because that department is not bringing money anymore. So that person, even though that person can be a top performer, that person may not bring as much money to keep that person. So they let that person go and they don't have anything else available for that person. They don't have an opening in another department like to employ that person. So like this is BS. So try like reach out. Like it's okay to post open to work banner, and also it's okay to test out different strategy. Try open to work. Try something without open to work. Try different strategy. Try what works for you. And it's okay to communicate what you're looking for. It's important to communicate what you're looking for. So asking for help is really important. So I promise you I wouldn't be long, and I would like to summarize what we just talked about. So it is important to up your game now. Act now. If you are employed, if you have a job, and if you work in tech, you are very fortunate right now. And start networking, start branding right now. Post content about what you do. It's just the reality. I don't make the rules. You like out of sight, out of mind. If people don't see you, if people don't connect with you, if you're not in the people's circles, out of sight, out of mind. Network right now. Put yourself out there right now. Online presence is really important. Um, Connect with your peers like and have decent online presence not just on LinkedIn, on other platforms too. Connect with recruiters. Meaningful connection with recruiters goes a long way. Meaningful connection with recruiters. Bucket list of the companies that you want to work for. Know the market. Know the companies that are out there. Know what you want to work for. And your bucket list might change. Again, like let's say uh, Twitter, for example, it used to be on my bucket list of the companies that I would like to work for. Right now, it's not so much because the company is going through a lot of changes right now, and I don't know the form and how company will change in the future. So I would like to wait right now and see how it turns out. So bucket is important. Ask for help. Asking for help is really important. Asking for help is crucial. It's okay to let your network know that you're looking for a job. In fact, what I see in tech communities, people creating lists of the companies that are hiring and sharing it. They're creating documents of the companies who are hiring right now and sharing it. And it is incredible. So, and if people know that you've been laid off, if people know that you're in a tough situation, if people know that you are in H1B situation and know about the opportunities that support H1B, they will reach out to you. So reach out to network, ask for help. And it's really, really, really important. So, and this is really all what I wanted to talk about. Let me know in the chat if you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, and I sure hope that you doing well. And if you are a part of one of those layoffs, I really, really, my heart really goes out to you, really goes out to you, because what we're seeing in tech right now, it's like I'm gonna tell you what a year ago we all were overwhelmed with recruiters and the call. I don't know about you. I was overwhelmed with a lot of calls from recruiters and a lot of requests for the interview. So if something were to happen, I would have like 5 interviews by tomorrow. I'm not exaggerating. Literally a year ago, December, crazy. January, crazy. Uh, right now economic situation might be a little bit different, and you need to stand out. You need to stand out, and posting the fact that you were laid off when 11,000 people were laid off is not standing out. It's the work before. And if you have a job right now, if you're in a good situation right now, it's not too late to start working towards it. It's not too late to work on your online presence. So I hope it is helpful. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Let me know in the comments for this video, and if you're just joining, the recording will be available on all of the platforms, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on 2 of my Facebook pages, and of course YouTube. YouTube, although is my primary source where I interact with people, I will interact with on other platforms as well, but it's easier for me to see your uh, comments on YouTube. So please let me know if you have any questions or if you have any concerns. Connect with me on LinkedIn as well. I'm posting my content out there, and stay happy and healthy. And and it's all temporary. We've seen those ups and downs in tech before. We've seen those economic downturns and upturns before. So like everything will be all right. Everything, the situation, at the end of the day, will figure itself out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.